Hey everybody, welcome to another Buddy Reviews. Today we're reviewing this here cummerbund from Ferro Concepts. This is the Ferro Concepts 3AC. This is the 3-inch Assault Cummerbund. This is the fancy one that is all, what is this shit called again? Tigris. Tigris, plastic material. And this thing is pretty badass. So this is meant really to be used in conjunction with the Ferro Concepts FCPC series of plate carriers. It can be really utilized with any plate carrier that is a Velcro front and back. Right now I had it kind of set for being used with something like their, let's zoom this out a little more because this is a big boy, set up with their quick release systems, kind of like the Cobra buckles, or actually in this case it was being used with the Ferro Concepts tubes. Anyway, this is an extra large. I actually have a large that's currently on the plate carrier running. I'll pull that out and show it to you. But let's get into this guy. So what you got when you got these guys, you have a left and a right. They're pretty much identical. They mirror each other. You can swap them whichever direction. Doesn't really matter. The back is this big loop panel here, hook panel back here. Front is this big loop panel up here and hook panel here. You have a Tigris reinforced little pull piece for pulling it off. And then the entire thing is reinforced and structural all the way through. What's kind of neat is something you have going on back here is you have a bit of elastic flex that's sewn into the cummerbund. It's sewn in right about here at the midpoint, right there. So there is some breathable stretchness going on in this bad boy. Now, I bought an extra large because everything I read on Ferro's site and everywhere else was saying, if you're going to run a radio internally, go one size up from the size you think you need. Normally, I would wear a large cummerbund, so I went the extra large. I will tell you guys, the XL was too big. I did my measurements and everything. I want to follow the wise advice of Mr. DJ Shipley over at GBRS in talking about jean sizes is vanity, real sizing is measurements. So I made sure I checked my waist. I'm sitting at like proper waist measurements from the iliac crest to iliac crest, sitting easily at like a 42-inch waist right now. Very depressing. I wear a 38 jean though, and I went with that measurement when I got this because I was like, okay, radio is going to push out even more. It was still way too big. Like, I'm not a small man. I'm a little big of a chunky boy, but still, I thought this would have worked. Now, the large did work great. And I'll show you that in a second. The face of this is covered in PALS webbing. It's Ranger Green 1-inch, and it's sewn. And on this extra large, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 channels to work with. That's what you have with the extra large. Pretty nice. The entire internal area is nothing but loop, as you can see. And you can see all the areas where it's sewn off. This is so you can run side plate bags. You can theoretically run cable management through here. You can run your comms wires, and then you can Velcro them down, whichever you need to do. I actually did that for a little while. It was nice, but I don't know. I felt like it could be better. Now I'm going to pull the actual carrier with the cummerbund out so you can see it. So this is a Ferro Concepts Slickster Molly base with this same cummerbund on it. This is the large. And this has the setup for the adapters for the tubes. This is kind of what it looks like on a Ferro system. Really nice plate carrier setup, a really nice cummerbund. I do dig these quite a bit. Like I said, this is the large, and as you can see here at the rear of the plate bag, like we do have the stretch, just like that one, and I got them backed out just a hair. On the right side, no, left side of my body, as I'd be wearing it, this is where I would have my radio. So I have a comms section. This is the Ferro, no, it's not. I'm sorry, I lied to you. This is a replica. It's a WoSport copy of the Ferro Wingman right down in here. And this is where I'd run my radio. With my radio, I can still get this to close and wear comfortably. I actually wore this all weekend at a recent Veterans Day weekend game with the large cummerbund, and it was fantastic. And I've been testing it for about 2 months now with the large cummerbund and not the extra large, even with the radio underneath. So keep that in mind for your sizing. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and I'm going to put this on, give you guys a little turnaround so you can see kind of what it looks like on me. All right, guys, so here it is. This is the Ferro Concepts Slickster Molly base with the 3AC, the structural Ferro Cummerbund on here. So as you can see, this is with a radio underneath the cummerbund. It's not overly tight. Fits pretty good. You can see how it looks on the back. So as you can see, if I'm moving, flexing, bending, it's not too crazy tight on my body or anything. It fits well. Now, like I pointed out, if I was breathing real heavy or stretching crazy, there's some flex to it. I like this cummerbund a lot. The structure makes the load ride better. I could probably dial this in just a little more, tighten it maybe down just a hair more. This is comfortable for me, but I bet you if I was to bring this in just a hair more here, a hair more there, just really play with it, cinch it in just a little more, yeah, it's gonna tighten in on my gut. It's gonna maybe make things a little more uncomfortable. I mean, that's just gonna make me want to go to the gym and lose more weight. But still, what that will do though is cinch in and will make this weight ride even better because of that structure. I love this thing. I thought I was going to hate this cummerbund. I'm not going to lie to you. I really did. I've always worn big, wide cummerbunds over in the past with a lot of footprint and a lot of room. This doesn't have that. Anyway, so again, this is it. This is the ADAPT like 3AC structural cummerbund from Ferro Concepts on a Ferro Concepts carrier. You want to go back inside? All right, so we're back on the table, and I'm going to go ahead and rip this cummerbund off of this carrier. I'm going to show you the large and the extra large together to give you kind of an idea what they look like. Now, mind you, this one has a few things on it. It should be nothing that's going to hamper your ability to see it next to each other. Ah, these tubes can be a bitch sometimes. Come on, tube. Ooh, Velcro sucks. It sticks to everything. But I also love it. Right, let's get this carrier out of here. All right, so give you guys an idea of what size difference you're looking at between the XL and the large. So this is the large right here. Here, I'll just take this one. And this is the extra large. And we're talking about a pretty big size difference. It's about a good almost 3 inches. No, actually, hold on. About 4 inches longer. And this is with the same front piece folded down to accommodate for a quick release entry. That's what we're looking at. Nope, 3 inches. Sorry, not 4 inches, about 3 inches. Either way, longer, considerably longer. So, like I said at the beginning, I got the XL thinking I was going to need the extra sizing. One, with the radio, and two, I'm not a small guy. I was scared the large would be too small for me, and I was dead ass wrong. This thing is humongous. So unless you are considerably closer to the bigger size, like on that end of the sizing, I think you can get away with a large, and you might want to consider it. It might be a little tight with the radio underneath the cummerbund, but nothing that would be, in my opinion, terribly uncomfortable. I managed it all weekend, and I actually really liked it. The XL is difficult to manage altogether. Even if you were to do this, it really just has a lot of extra space. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do now that I came back from this, I showed you this part. I'm going to go ahead and put the XL on this plate carrier. I'm going to show it to you. All right, so we're outside. I got the XL cummerbund installed on the Molly base. So this is what I was talking about and how much bigger it is. You can see how much space is here. And this is set up exactly the way it should be set up, as if it was the large cummerbund I had on a minute ago. So I don't have it like sucked in or dialed in to try to make it smaller. I'm wearing it exactly the way it should be worn, as if it was a normal cummerbund. So this shows you, like, I mean, there's ample space here, too much space. So I accommodated for the radios, like they said. And on the radio side, the extra space does help a little bit, but it bows the Tigris out in a weird way. I know some people talked about you can like mesh it and form it and all this stuff. That's whatever. But either way, on the non-radio side, I have way too much extra space in this cummerbund. This plate carrier should not be doing this. This cummerbund's too big, not dialed in, it's not doing what's right. I have it, even if I was to suck it all the way in here, which I can, that'll help just a little bit on the sides to avoid some of that seesaw, but not enough. I've still got some movement. It's still too big. So, yes, if you were in between sizing, you could adjust the XL cummerbund to work a little bit for you and a little bit with you. But in my opinion, unless you are drastically, like I've already said, part of the car, on the higher end of this cummerbund, just get a large. You can make the large expand out enough to work with you. And if anything, it'll just be an incentive to just get a little bit smaller as a human to make the thing work for you. I know it incentivizes me. Anyway, now we're gonna go back to the table and I will finish the video. I just thought I needed to just really show you guys the XL cummerbund and everything you have to do to make this thing functional if you get the wrong size, because it's just way too big. All right, back inside. Okay, guys, we're back. And now I can finally put the other cummerbund back on. Get this thing off of me. I really do like this cummerbund quite a bit. Sizing is key. Like I already said, I'm beating a dead horse, but still, if you are in between sizes, guys, just make sure you just go with the size that is closest to what you need, and don't panic too much. You're going to be all right. It's not that big a deal. It really isn't. These things are plenty adjustable, unless you're super large or you really think you're going to be having to expand this thing out way beyond its capabilities, i.e., you're already like me, kind of a big human. You're like a little bit of a battle cattle, and you're also going to be wearing a lot of cold weather gear. Maybe there's a chance you're going to want the XL cummerbund. I'm tempted to hang on to the XL cummerbund for that exact reason, wearing this with heavy warming layers, etc. But at the same time, I don't know if that's even really going to be necessary. I'm really not going to be fighting and doing a lot of major movements with heavy warming layers on. If I do need the heavy warming layers, those will come out, and those can be thrown over top of the jacket, over top of the carrier. So, really, may not even be necessary. But each their own. Just so, like, basic bottom line: make sure you're sizing your stuff right. Get the right thing. Don't waste your money. These are not cheap. These are fairly expensive items. Buy once, cry once is kind of something I love to live by. If you are playing airsoft, but you are also active military or concerned citizen, you do a lot of shooting, a lot of stuff like that, training, you might want to consider getting a bunch of real stuff to last you through lots of different movement. It's just one of those things. You may not want to consider a replica piece because you want it to last a really long time. That's where something that's definitely going to come in. So, like I said, final thoughts are fantastic cummerbund, very rigid. I really like them. I think the structure is super helpful. I have structural shoulder pads, so a structural cummerbund just makes sense. I think this cummerbund is going to be even better in my FCPC V5, so I really am looking forward to getting a multicam one to add in. Other than that, that's all I got, guys. I hope you got something out of this review and this video. Like I said, if you're in between sizing, double and triple check your sizes. Don't necessarily go up a size unless you really think you have to, because most likely you're still going to be able to make the size you need work. And that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Get out there, play some airsoft, be a bunch of dorks, LARP smarter, not harder. If you like this content, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It's that little helmet logo in the bottom right-hand corner. And until next time, hopefully I'll see you guys in the field. Peace.